be a source, that all this matter and energy in the universe had to have come from a single source. It could not have come from nothing by nothing. The furthest we can go back, the furthest theory that we have that explains the origin of the universe is the Big Bang Theory, which states first there is a primary nebula, and then randomly it exploded, and this gave rise to, galaxies, stars, the sun, and eventually the Earth that we live on. But the problem with that is, where did that singularity come from? Where did that nebula come from? And basically I was thinking, wait a second, what if this source of matter and energy in the universe was God? What if this is what most of the religious scriptures were talking about? For example, the Bible. Because I grew up in Canada, and the North American religion is dominated by the Bible. So I continue to try to piece together the evidence slowly and slowly and slowly, and I actually put it together. And I had some assistance with a lot of internet and my teachers and some of the physics textbooks. I have references, and I put it all together in a nice 4-part series. It's about 10 pages long, and it's actual irrefutable proof of the existence of God. And people have been messaging me, oh, show me this proof of God, show me this proof of God, and I'm always sending them the message, sending the message, and I haven't had one person who said I was wrong, or, oh, you got this wrong, this isn't true. And it's all true. It's all like scientific laws and scientific facts. I just help trying to piece them together, and when you piece together many fields of science, you end up with God. And I know it might sound, oh, what is he talking about? Let's hear the proof. So I'm going to go at it right now. First point I'd like to make, though, is if you were to create a video game, for example, like an RPG role-playing game, and theoretically, let's say you were living in the video game, and you were the person in the role-playing game, it would be very difficult to prove there is something intelligent and big that created that video game or programmed that video game by just looking at the evidence within the video game. It's hard to find out that there was something that created your video game when all you have to examine is the stuff within it. Basically, the only way to prove that there is something intelligent and big that created that which you are living in is to try to look at the design and try to look at the evidence, to try to piece together as much scientific information within your reality to try to prove where this reality came from. And that's what I did. Okay, it all starts with it never occurred to the world's greatest minds that the universe is expanding. The thought of an expanding universe was so alien to us that most scientists, even from the 1500s all the way to the mid-1900s, accepted the theory of a steady-state universe, which is a universe that's changing but not expanding, just staying the same volume. And it was actually announced by Dr. Stephen Hawking that the distance between distant galaxies are increasing at a steady rate. And if you extrapolate this information backwards, you'll notice that all the matter in the universe falls on top of itself around 15 billion years ago. This would be the primary nebula that the Big Bang Theory talks about. This is the primary source. And then, boom, the explosion, and our universe is still expanding from that point on. But the thing is, the Islamic holy book, the Holy Quran, it mentions this, and it was written 1400 years ago by a guy who is supposedly illiterate. In chapter 51, verse number 47 of the Holy Quran, it says, this is when God's telling us, I am expanding the universe with my power. Now I'm thinking, wait a sec. This was written 1400 years ago, yet it's just recently been discovered by modern science. So I thought maybe it was just a fluke or whatever, but anyways, after doing a critical analysis of the Big Bang law, Big Bang is no longer a theory, it's actually been visually proven, and also by looking at the background radiation of the universe. Anyways, looking at the Big Bang law and looking at Einstein's work in relativity and work being done in quantum physics, we can conclude the existence of God and show the primary attributes of God, which are eternal, omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. Basically, everlasting, all-knowing, all-powerful, in all places at one time. Any of these attributes seem impossible to scientists, yet with science I can prove all these attributes are true. Einstein's special theory of relativity, or his absolutism theory, because he knew that the only thing in this physical universe that was absolute was a special quality of light. We know that light is composed of photons, or little packets of light energy that self-propagate at a ridiculous speed, about 300,000 kilometers per second. This is in reference to page 600 of my physics textbook, the Nelson grade 12 physics textbook. Anyways, we know that the universe came to existence by light coming together at a singularity, a point in space, and it's the collision of these photon particles that create the almost infinite number of protons, neutrons, and electrons, which in various combinations make up the physical world, including ourselves. This is in reference to my Nelson's physics textbook, page 605 to 607. Reference is read interactions of photons with matter, number 5. Therefore, we know that the universe came to existence or was created by light coming together at a singularity. We also know from Einstein's special theory of relativity that as you approach the speed of light, time slows down. And at the speed of light, about 300,000 kilometers per second, time stops. So for a photon traveling at the speed of light, no time passes, making that photon outside of time, therefore eternal. Because no time passes for a photon, because it's traveling at the speed of light, it can then be observed at different points in space at the same time, therefore omnipresent. Because the universe was created from light energy, and because you cannot create or destroy energy, it can only be converted from one form to another, then all the power in the universe is all basically light energy, therefore omnipotent. Also, all knowledge that was known, that is known, or will be known, are all within the universe, and light energy is the primary source of all matter and energy within the universe. Therefore, there is no knowledge or any particular change or transfer of energy/matter not yet exposed to light, therefore omniscience, all-knowing. And in fact, even in the Holy Bible it says, within darkness we created light. And then it talks about light in several verses and continues on. And yeah, and another cool thing physics has discovered is no matter what your initial mass is at rest, your mass will increase proportional to your speed. As you increase your speed, you're increasing your mass. But at the speed of light, which is the cosmic speed limit, no matter what your initial mass is at rest, your mass will jump to infinite at that speed. But wait a sec. Wouldn't that mean a photon of light, which is traveling at the speed of light, has an infinite mass? No. The answer to that is it has a mass of 0 to begin with. That's why in the physics textbook, page number 700, a photon is referred to as a virtual particle. It's there, it creates and even governs the whole universe, but it cannot be observed and has an initial mass of 0. This is Nelson's physics textbook, page number 706. Light does not occupy any space within the physical existence, because as you approach the speed of light, the dimension in line with your motion, length, width, or height, becomes progressively less. But at the speed of light, that dimension becomes 0. To calculate volume, we multiply length times width times height, and if any of these values are 0, then the volume is 0. Therefore, light does not actually occupy any space within the physical existence, has a 0 mass, is infinite, is omnipresent, is omniscient, and omnipotent, and does not actually exist in the physical existence, although we can somehow perceive it. This explains how the universe was created from nothingness, because light does not actually exist in the physical existence. Light is the only thing that can exist in nothingness, which is what the Big Bang law states. There was a one-dimensional point at the beginning of time within the realm of nothingness. Therefore, the source for that primary nebula was the nothingness, or the only thing that can exist within there is the light, God. Therefore, light is the closest manifestation of God that we can perceive in the physical existence. All this makes sense because the very first law and most important law in physics states that all matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed from one form to another. Therefore, all the matter in the universe could not have come from nothing by nothing, but had to have come from, or transformed from, something that has to be all-powerful and eternal, God.